Hi guys, so you have at this point hopefully understood that you've had to build citations. You've also bought some guest blog posts or got some other links from other sources, whether that be broken links or whatever. Now, that's a great starting point, and there is a lot more ways to build links and diversify your backlink profile. However, at this point, what I tend to do, build a tiered link building structure. And what that basically means is that I'm going to power up the links that I've got, whether that be a citation, whether that be a guest blog post, whether that be a broken link that I've managed to acquire, or any of the unbranded mention stuff that I've done. I will be looking to power that up at that point. Now, what many people do is try and run around and just getting loads of links, they're looking for sheer volume. What they don't do is stop and look at the current assets they've got and look to power those up. And that's where you hear people talking about tiered link building structure. What is that? What's the risk and stuff like that. So I'm going to talk you through what I would do at this stage to build a little bit more power to the assets that you already have at this point. So the top website here that I'm circling is your main website, your money website. Now, you may have bought 3 guest posts. Let's just say 3 as a round figure. That's your guest post, that's your guest post, that's your guest post. They're all pointing to your main website, all passing it power. That doesn't mean you can't build more links to the guest blog posts. Now, building links to those guest blog posts is going to increase the power of the page in that guest post that links to you, in turn passing power to your website. And many people over the years have been doing what they call tier 2 link building. And the reason they do that, and I'm going to scroll down a little bit further, is there's no risk to your website, so you can use slightly more aggressive link building techniques when you're building tier 2 links. So for example, this is your domain here. That's the golden ticket. You don't want to damage that. You never want anything to happen to that. So what you might do is buy some PR links, newspaper articles and everything else that I've said, including some citations. And what you then may do at that point is do what is known as link laundering, where you may use some high PR, you may use PBNs, you may use niche edits, you may use sponsored posts and paragraphs, you may do domain takeovers if you're black hat, you may use automated link building tools like Seo Autopilot, RankerX, and there's a whole number of them out there, GSA and everything else. Now, my preferred choice at the moment is Seo Autopilot for building tier 2 links. Now, some people will use Seo Autopilot and point it direct to their money website, and that's up to you. You can set up a diagram that may be safe to do that. However, my strategy is I would use this on a guest blog post. If anything was going to be penalised, it would be the guest post, not my money website. And that's the reason I do that. So, what features does Seo Autopilot bring? Now, you can basically build links for, do a whole bunch of stuff here by setting up some diagrams. Now, the next bunch of videos that I'm going to release after today would be how to use these tools and the exact diagrams that I use. However, for now, I'm just going to talk about tier 2 links and what you would do. So, we'll go through this in more detail later on. But basically, what these tools do is build your links on autopilot. Now, you can build generic keywords, branded keywords, you can mix it all up. It's got a free premium spinner. It gives you a whole bunch of high authority websites, big web 2.0s like WordPress, Tumblr, Discus, LiveJournal, Medium, all of the kind of top websites. Now, it gives you web 2.0s, it gives you social bookmarking, PDF uploads, edu, wiki, forum profiles, URL shorteners, the whole works. can help you massively for your local SEO rankings. You can even build tier 2 links to your videos, and a lot of people do that as well. So you can make up a whole diagram to suit yourself, and you can diversify your tier 2 link building profile. You can, as I say, can do all of this in Autopilot. You just press a button and off it pops. Now, SEO Autopilot do have their own Facebook group, they do have their own videos, but I'm going to make a quick video after this which will show you how I set it up and how quick and easy it is to do. However, you don't always have to use SEO Autopilot. There are other tools out there that you may have, like RankerX, GSA, whatever. The same methods apply. The tools all pretty much do the same thing, and that is what would be known as powering up your guest posts. And that is one thing that I would always be looking to do, is power up an asset there with a whole bunch of stuff. Now, there is easy authority websites out there that you can use to power up your guest posts, and that's exactly what you want to do. Don't just settle for having a guest post. That's what everyone else is doing. What's going to make you stand out from the crowd? Powering up that stuff. Give it a tier 2, give it a tier 3, whatever. People will ask, how many tiers do I build? Sometimes building 2 or 3 tiers is fine. The most important thing you need to remember is all you're trying to do is avoid risk to your money website. So that's why we always hide behind the guest posts, the citations, and everything else. What goes on underneath that is entirely up to you and how aggressive you want to be and where your moral compass lies as well. There's lots of different link building opportunities to power up websites. Some people use SEP links, and some people just use cheap PR gigs, whatever it is that they can get their hands on for a reasonable fee that's going to pass any juice and any power to that guest post, they will use. You don't have to go all out black hat. You don't have to be doing anything that's dodgy. You simply want to power up the assets that you've already got, because everyone's obsessed with, let's get 1,000 links, let's get 5,000 links. How about you have 1,000 links that are super powered up, all relevant, get nice tier 2s, all of that kind of stuff. No one does, well, not many people are doing that. The guys that are ranking really well are doing that, but that is where sometimes you have to stop, do a bit of powering up, and then move on to other alternative strategies, which again, we will move on to further on in the link building course. But as I say, tier 2 link building works very well. You hear many people talking about it, and as I say, a tiered link building structure will look something like that, where the top one's your money website. These are the tier 1 to act as a buffer between your money website and all of this junk that's underneath. And we all know that people do use junk at some point, but you've got to make sure that you get the mix right and you avoid that risk going to your money website. So tiered link building is something that you have to consider. You may already have GSA, SEO Autopilot, or some other form of links that you can get your hands on. You can just proceed and power up your links. If you want to understand how to do this and how these tools work, the next couple of videos that I'm going to be releasing will be showing you some of the diagrams and how easy it is to use SEO Autopilot, which is the tool of choice that I'm going to be showcasing throughout this link building course. Now, I'm going to, as I say, just repeat myself again, you don't have to use SEO Autopilot. It's just my personal tool of choice. It's the one I feel works best at the current time. There are other options. GSA, all the other kind of automated link building tools will do the exact same job. So if you've already got one of them, proceed with that one. So that is today's tip, is powering up your guest posts and understanding the concept of that, what it actually means. And then obviously in the next few steps we will show you how we go about doing that.